The holidays are over. Now the bills will start to pour in, or maybe you're living paycheck to paycheck and not saving enough for retirement. This morning, free expert advice on how to get financially fit in the new year. Our financial professional friend Mike Kojonen is owner of Principal Preservation Services, and he joins us this morning. Welcome back and Happy New Year.
Thanks for having me. Happy New Year to you.
Glad to have you here. This sometimes is a topic folks don't want to talk about, just want to look away, but what do we need to do to kind of get over the holiday hangover?
Yeah, well, first of all, it's a good time of the year to actually take an assessment of what went good and what went wrong last year, beginning of the new year. So look back to see, did you hit those goals that you had set? If you didn't set the goals, well, you're not going to hit them, right? So, but what held you up? What were the things that really derailed you? And try to fix those problems. And then be specific about setting those goals for this year. You're not going to hit the goals if you don't set them. So if you want to have emergency savings of $10,000 or $20,000, set those goals, be specific. If you want to increase your retirement 401ks, be specific on how much. Just don't say, I want to increase it. Be specific on your goals. You're more apt to be determined and focused to hit those.
So we know now that we need to be specific, but what if we're in the position where we find it hard to save? What steps do we need to take? How do we even get started? Yeah,
well, you want to be long-term. And when you talk about debt, especially, I think that's the biggest thing that stops us, is debt is not just a today issue. It's an ongoing future problem. Because every dollar you're paying towards unnecessary debt today is a dollar that you can't put in savings or for retirement. So we want you to focus on getting that debt, get that debt problem, and that starts with doing a budget. And most people don't want to talk about budgets, but that's a tough thing you have to talk about. But once you get your debt paid off, now you can start focusing on how much you're putting in your 401ks and IRAs. But don't give up on that company match. If they're matching 5% of what you contribute, if you're only putting in 3%, you're wasting money. So you want to make sure that you're putting enough money into your 401k, otherwise you're throwing it away.
Hey, you have some other tips for folks to kind of take this journey?
Absolutely. First, again, got to set the goals. My wife and I, the debt is a big issue because 8 years ago we made a plan to get out of debt, all the bad debts, right? And so it took us about 3.5 years to get all the bad debts down. So all we have is house debt at this time. So that's the key. But also it's hard to get.
What's bad debt? Like credit cards?
Yeah, credit cards debt, personal debt, student loans, even car debt. It's not good to carry on those debts. There's rules of thumb on good debt and bad debt, but for sure the credit card debt is the absolute worst.
Okay.
Because that just compounds. But you want to be working with a professional. When I'm getting work done in my house, I'm not doing electrical work, I'm not doing the plumbing, I'm not doing the carpentry, I don't work on my cars because I want to work with somebody that's what they're good at.
All right. Before we let you go, one final thought. What do you want folks to know?
Well, vet that person you need, because what might be working for you for a financial professional won't work for your friend, or what your coworker thinks is great for a financial professional might not work for you. So you want to find out somebody who's going to be specific to your needs and ask the right questions. That's for sure.
Fantastic. Mike, thanks for stopping by. If you miss any of today's financial tips, that's okay. We have you covered. We will post this segment and a link to Mike's website on our 11 a.m. show page on KARE11.com. We've taken